Hi, welcome, and Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in on time. Today, we are going to discuss about the business plan documentation, what are the major part of the before we start the business, which we prepare and depend on after we start the business as well. Okay, so as I have been mentioning, this is the same thing on a couple of days ago. Maybe even a much more. Even 2 weeks ago, again, I was insisted about the business plan documentation and the importance of that and objective of that, the benefits of that, and how we can have that one even without you spending money, how you can do preparation, etc. So all the things we are going to cover today. A few portions we already covered in the earlier, like various website which you can go. But today more about making that business plan, because we already know about the various business models. Some of you already decided to start some kind of a business, or some of you are yet to now start about the new businesses, or some of you already started the businesses. In all the aspects, today is a very, very important. So we will go. And as usual, we'll try to get some time end of the session to our interactions. Anyway, tomorrow we have exclusive Q&A session as well. So I'll go to the with PowerPoint. Meanwhile, I request all of you to get settled in. So we'll start off straight away. Okay, so once again, officially I welcome all of you for a 38th day of 100 Days Digital Mastery Challenge. 38th day, so we are running, fast. Almost a quarter of the portion we already completed, right? Today, August 19th evening, to 7 p.m. On Wednesday. So I'm live from Qatar and Doha. So we'll start off. The topic of the day is a business plan documentation. So when we say a business plan or a business plan, a booklet or a proposal or a document, or can I see in their project report? These are the word people usually ask us. So I just want to give you a couple of a few things in advance. Why this is so important? The interesting part is actually most of the time people prepare this to give to investors. That's actually an investor proposal. So investor proposal can be part of a business plan. So there's another component called investor proposal or a pitch deck. That's another portion of this, another part, another documentation. Before business plan, another document we must have it is with us is called a vision document. So vision document, business plan, and investor proposal if you are going for investors. I know this with the pitch deck. So we are not discussing the vision plan now. We are also not discussing the pitch deck now. We are discussing about the business plan document. It's a foundation. It's that's a first and the most important thing. That's the real fundamentals of the business, real business of the business. We are going to plan everything we are going to discuss today. Now, as I mentioned, it is most of the people actually prepare a business plan in the perspective of the give to the investor. As I mentioned, it's a necessary document. In the business plan, should not be only with the investor proposal. So why this is important is the business plan document is not only for investors. Business plan documentation, three people it's important aspect. Of course, the first one is as we can run a business. You are the founder, or you are the co-founder, or you are one of the partner of the company, or you are one of the co-founder of the company. The most important thing is we need to understand this, right? Now we may be 3 or 4 people, or we are alone, we are starting this business. Now in the scenario of when we are starting the business alone, so many things we realize when start making a proposal or a business plan document. So when we start making a business plan document, we go through a very, very thorough process. In that thorough process, which we never thought about that's required, something we are not addressed, something which we thought we don't record it as. All the things come when the moment we an individual level, when as an advantage we have, when we work on a business plan. Secondly, now most of the businesses start with us as partners, maybe 2-3 people together, or maybe more than that, or maybe you start business, later you have one more person joining, right? So he also knows, because once you start doing it, there are many who will become partner with you, maybe another director with you. All this time, they also need to understand what exactly this is business and exactly the plan of actions. So this is the reason we, as founders of the company, business owner of the company, they need to understand. Then our team members. So this is an important part. Our team members, as I mentioned, maybe we appoint a top level management like a CEO, maybe board of directors, maybe staff members who join with the company, work with the company, or maybe a temp or maybe a freelancers who join with the company. So many of the portion of the thing they'll be handling. So they also should know what is happening around. So the business plan document in the three kinds of people should understand: one investor, and of course the team members, the management and staff members also should understand. So this three part is very, very important for their understanding. When you're preparing in most of the moments, as you know, then generally people prepare for investors. It's not only for investors, all these three categories to be addressed. And why this is important is, once the moment we wake a business, sometime many of the companies, so many companies, not so many companies, so many new ventures who are supposed to start, they did not start because of the business plan. Because when they made a business plan, they understood it is not viable, not feasible, it's not profitable, it's not doable. So that's one good thing. So once you do a business plan documentation, you realize it works or not. Sometimes the thought, sometimes looks very good, sounds in theory, but the moment you make a plan, you understand it's not profitable, it's not feasible. So that's again a part of a business plan. And plus, many of the company get a lot of new ideas when they prepare the business plan. That's another thing. Okay. Now, the most objective of the business plan is actually to reference a document to have clarity of the thinking, thought, and action plans. So there's a major objective. Now, there are a lot of different style of a business plan documentation. Doing a different kind of a plan, different levels of a plan, different style and procedures of the plan. So one of the things which I'm going to discuss is more suitable to the digital entrepreneurs, or the existing business you're going online also can do, but you have to refer the points which I discussed about one day on this topic which we had to discuss on it. Otherwise, in general, mostly on a tech-related company I'm referring here, or a digital entrepreneurship company I'm referring here to do this one. Okay. Now, what are the components comes? So there's when all the three are. So keep in mind, it's not one of the normal. How do I say it? Normal. I cannot say wrong. One of the normal way of doing it is mostly investors in mind. People keep it. So as I mentioned, investors can be, some of the portion can be more pleasant way to the investors, but as you know, the moment the investment comes to you, you need to implement it. So, which is not doable. It's not a good idea to add. Then another important part is the three people, as I mentioned, to understand. Same way we have three document as well. One is actually something called a vision document. So once we create a vision document, then go for a business plan. The vision document say, I want to do this, I want to achieve this one. This is what I want to achieve. For this, the plan action. So vision document is the first, then business plan document, then go for a pitch deck. Pitch deck is how you present it as this plan. For a seeking investment. So that portion, some of the portion will be there, but pitch deck is different from the business plan. Pitch deck is, sometimes you can share as an email, a small PDF file, maybe 2-3 pages. But business plan, ideally, depends upon the business. Ideally around 60 to 100 pages it comes. You have more graphic. Other thing is there are 100 to 200 pages is the usual people expect a business plan presentation. How you present, how the data, and depends on the business. Again, it changes. Okay, so ideally, that's 50 to 100 definitely will be there. So because around 20 to 30 points are there, which we are going to discuss today, that has to be part of it. So this sometime, or maybe most of the time, it's not one of the most enjoyable one initial stage. Once you start doing it, you enjoy it. Maybe you need to wait for a 3 to 4%, or 3 to 4 portion. That means out of the 30 points, maybe you cover around 10, 15 points, or 8 to 10 points is covered, then it's becoming very interesting to you. So it's very important. Sometimes it's working with a team is very good, or working with an expert is very good, or like last time I given a lot of slides, a site like a bplans.com. Like this kind of a site, you can take a template and you can create, and there are so many templates are available, or maybe online you can ask so many companies to prepare for you. But I personally prefer initial part, you create everything, then to modify, polish it, design it, and good language to use it, edit it, and presentable mode. It depends, because once we make it, so we know what we are looking for. Another person, how much you communicate, he will not, or they will not really get what he really wanted, because we know the better, right? But once you document it, even they can actually understand who it is. Now, financial aspect or accounting aspect, it is always better to even to have a financial expert opinion or his contribution or his advice or his supervision to be part of a business plan documentation. Because how much is your money required? How much is your startup capital, which we discussed yesterday, required? How much will be a recurring investment? When you will be break even? What will be the profit, return on investment? All this portion also part of the business plan. So in that, initially you can have a kind of thing, but it will be better to have a financial company secretaries or a chartered accountant coming and doing that portion. Or of course, Excel can help you on. There are a lot of templates can help you. Lots of applications can help you, but that professional touch is important part. So this is also part of our business plan. So with this, we'll start with the points. What are the things you are going to do in the business plan? It's, as I mentioned, it may not be so interesting initial part, but of course the later part is going to be very interesting. Even you start doing. Whether you like it or not, you have to go through this process, because business plan become very important to start a business. Whether you're affiliate business or a YouTube channel or just you become a social media influencer or whatever it is, or a smaller thing, this is a very important part. Okay. Now, so first part of the business plan document is something called executive summary, overview of the entire project. So that's a 1 or 2 pages of 2 or 3 or a 4 page we will put into the first part of the executive summary. I've given a few examples, here actually. I'll show you some of the copy paste I given to the PowerPoint, but I'm not going to present to you. But when you get the notes, you can refer that actually. Okay. So your market, the service you are offering, and key to success, and management team. In a brief, you put it in the financials and all the things is a part of the company. So it comes in executive summary. Okay, the starter summary. All the thing is a brief. You do it. It's with a vision and mission part. So now each topic, we will go one by one. So this part of the executive summary. Okay. Now when you put an executive summary, what are the things we'll start with? Now, when we say executive summary, so what is exactly this project? A complete background, we put it, an overview, give it, and show it to the, put in a paragraph. So that means a person is reading with absolutely no idea, will have an idea that you're talking about. Okay. Sometimes it's a first paragraph with nothing related to your business. Second paragraph also not directly related to your business. Third, fourth paragraph. For example, one of the things is in the initial stage, I myself created a couple of business plan document, because I thought initially, why should we not? Because I'm so interested to make it. Because to when we to bootstrap it, we have to do ourselves. So I thought of saving the money and looking at the things and started doing. So which actually many people really liked it. It was especially when I was doing a loyalty reward program. The executive summary, nothing started with the loyalty reward program first. With the first paragraph, I was talking about retail industry and growth of the retail industry, growth of the shopping mall. That's the first part of the world, how it is growing, the retail industry is growing, how much is the retail industry growth rate in a global perspective and different countries' perspective, etc., etc. That's the first part. Second part is actually I was talking about consumerism, how the consumers are spending more money and more people, how often people are buying. So especially, maybe 2 decades ago, maybe people do shopping based on a festival based or occasion based or some party based, etc. Right? But today, the shopping is not that one. So people to buy more and buy more often, and people change very often the products and services. Like every version will change the mobile devices. That's not the case as earlier. Now, then your clothes, your fashion, and your accessories, and everything people started buying more often, and consumerism is really come. So that's a portion of the second one. Third portion was actually every company, every retail sales owner was trying to get more business, and they wanted more share of the business. They want more and more customers to come to them. And that's what exactly the challenge, the more number of person that. Okay. And fourth percentage, the challenge they're facing, if they can increase little more the number of people coming to their place, they'll be happy. So they're acquiring a customers, and it has a more cost. And once they acquire a customer, they're not retaining that customer's additional cost. So this is too. It's become very, very challenging for a retailer perspective. So this, then having said that, then the consumer point of view, the consumer is also trying to save money. And even though the consumer is, so they wanted to look for a more selection, the money they're spending, they want to earn, and they want to save. So this is a background set. Then we talk about a loyalty reward program, which help the merchant to attract and retain the consumers and reward them and make them for reinforcement. Then the consumer point of view, the consumer is allowed to spend and earn money at the privileges to rewards and focus. So that's where executive summaries we talk about. Then talk about loyalty reward program industry, how the loyalty reward program is working and how it works. So, I hope you got the idea. So it is actually basically a loyalty reward program. Not start with a loyalty reward program. Okay, this is an example. Now, for example, if you're starting an affiliate program, let's say you're starting an affiliate program about the mobile accessories, an example. Now, affiliate program, when you look at this, you start with an affiliate program. No, you don't start with an affiliate program. You talk about maybe online shopping. You talk about how the online business are growing, how the digital economy is growing, and online shopping are growing, and how Amazon is growing, and the people are buying online, and people wanted to deliver to them different brand across the globe. People wanted to buy the product, cheaper product, faster delivery, and people are looking to buy a more brands across the globe to deliver to them less time. All the things you talk about, the first part. Then we talk about online shopping. What is happening about online shopping? Which companies, this much percent of the market, what the market size is, let's say this many $1 trillion, out of this many $1 billion is handled by Amazon, and other companies are handled by this are things. You talk about that portion. In that, you say so many varieties of the products are there. In that, mobile accessories is one of the things people buy online because they have a mobile. Everybody has a mobile devices now. You talk about mobile devices, mobile penetration there. Then talk about mobile number of now people are using mobile phones and the accessories, number of accessories, what type of accessories, list of accessories, and then say this are normally even the other method is it's not really available. So people are looking for a better devices, more devices, innovative devices, better price, and immediately they wanted instantly delivered to the places, etc. You add that one. Then talk about the huge potential there. But when people buy, there is a people look for comparing and want to know better price, features, etc. So, and they go, depends on a various website, they have to go to different website, and they really don't know where it is available, and they have to search it in and find out. And when the search is not finding, Google, then you say that there's a one method, something called an affiliate program, which is connected with all these companies. We can start a website and business, and then talk about affiliate industry. So you start a business, so from consumer point of view, they can buy from a website, they can compare the products and features. They also get an access to the 10, 20, 30 different merchants in one place instead of going to different places. And I will talk about the community, a lot of content, a lot of specifications, social media integration, search engine optimization, all the things, it's a search result, everything is getting part of the talk about. Then you talk about affiliate industry as well. So this affiliate industry, this is a business model works, and this much is the biggest industry, this many companies are there. All the things portion is a part of an overlook. So this 2 pages gives an entire idea about what exactly you're doing. So this comes under executive summary, an overview of the complete project aspect. In that, the market, as you mentioned, the executive definitely part of that one. And the services you offer, like various products, you also connect with various mobile-related accessories. An example, you can do that. And keys to success to succeed, what are the things you wanted, like more number of products, better pricing, comparison, all the things. And who will be running? So you can also add in the last portion, that is actually a group of we as a co-founders, or we came out with this, or this many people are there, there's a team members joining with this one, and this is a financial approximately do that. Okay. So this is in overall the part of part. Now here is a company summary. So if you have started a company or individual, you are starting up this one, or a startup, or as just a new B you're starting, put the details little over there. And you talk about if you are a startup summaries, like we're at the stage now, your company incorporated, you have an office space, and you're operating from home, you have this many devices connected, this many people are doing, and how much they are put as an investment is part of the startup companies number can have. Then you specifically talk about your company's vision and mission. This should be the reflection of your vision document. So before you're making a business plan document, you're making a vision document. So there you have a vision statement. So here you don't have to talk about that vision document. Usually will be with include the 5 years plan, maybe 20, 30 pages will be there. You don't have to look into that. You only took the major portion of that, like what's your vision and where you are planning to reach, and the statement you have made it, and major part you can do. And how you reach that one. So that's the most important. I know to this vision to reach. So what's your plan? What are the method you reach there? So that is a mission statement you should do. Then for that, what are the products and services you'll be offering? So like an example, I told you the mobile accessories, you list out the various products. You'll have your headsets or maybe charger, or maybe the connecting devices, and all these accessories part you put in a list, and the services you plan to offer, maybe comparison, or maybe a review, or maybe a service support like a guarantee and assurance support and repairing support, etc. So put that as a part of services. Okay, so this comes under products and services portion. Now, next is you need to talk about legal status of the ownership. So who owns this company? Maybe you individual own 100% stake as a founder of this company, or a proprietor of this company, or a group of people founded and co-founded by this many people. And like that, you put that at the moment, maybe it's a limited company, it's a private limited company, WLL company, or SD and PhD company. So you mentioned that is as well incorporated in so-and-so country and under the rule of 1960s companies rule, etc. So like that, put that couple of paragraphs about that legal status, where it's registered, maybe it's registered in Delaware, it's registered in Singapore, registered in which other countries you are registered, that should be mentioned, and under which act as what. For example, this is very important. Sometimes your company is a legal, a limited company, sometimes private limited company, WLL company, an NGO, a proprietary firm, maybe non-profitable organization. All the thing to make a lot of sense even to the investor's point of view, even to the team members. So they'll understand how it is. It's legally bounded. Okay. Now, then you say the title of the project. So title of the project, not necessarily the brand name of your project. Some cases in the initial stage, you're not even thought about your domain name. You're not even thought about a company name. You're not even thought about, maybe you don't want to reveal that, another issue. Like now, our case, now like online shopping mall, I'm not revealing the brand, even though we finalize the brand. We are not revealing unless we start a campaign. So similarly here, you don't reveal not necessary to reveal your brand name, or your various thing you want to do confidentially also can do. But you need to have a title, what exactly. So you can do kind of a title, put that one as a project title. Now, like a project title, an example, online shopping mall. Say, even the brand name is completely different, and project title is online shopping mall. So we refer as an online shopping mall, because looking at the business model, we just internally calling the project name is. So you can have a title of that way. Then you have to incorporate name of your product, services with the USP if you want. But the USP is important, as you know, right? So maybe USP, unique selling proposition. We had a detailed discussion earlier, right? Now, this has to be highlighted in the business plan, and especially the third party, that means your investor or your staff members should understand, okay, because of this, we are going to be successful. So there can be like, you can say, I'm the first, the biggest, or we have that advantage, etc. So put that as a, so the project, the plan itself, can do that one. So as I mentioned, online shopping mall, as a title of the project we kept as an online shopping mall. Okay, right? Now we are putting an example. So world's most comprehensive technology platform for e-commerce from Qatar under your brand. So this is actually, a very comprehensive communication on a USP and multiple USPs and under your own online store, e-commerce from Qatar for the world under your brand. This is your own brand and exclusive niche store. So entire USPs also come. What exactly it's conveyed in a few sentences. Similarly, you need to put that effort and come out that one. Okay. Now, USP, you can say, is a global company. I'm planning to do globally and reach across the globe. Now, here is our USP of our online store. We highlighted like we do logistic management for you, an exclusive niche arrangement. You don't have a competition. One country, you take resource. There is no competition within the shopping mall, within the portal. And you also get a complete end-to-end solution to start on online stuff. So this is what exactly in a USP document, in a business plan document, we shared, right? End-to-end an e-commerce store. So everything you want, your domain name, your website, your platform, e-commerce platform, your product stock in the website, payment gateway, CRM tools, logistic arrangements, and products, inventory management, billing, payment gateway, and all the aspects a person wants as an end-to-end solution. So this is another USP. So these are the points in this part of the business plan we need to highlight on it. Now, you can actually, that portion has become very important because that's a place actually the person who's reading, especially investors and the team members, understand, oh, this is the way we are different. And that's very, very important communication. So no competition within the shopping mall and pre-integrated logistics support. So normally the people go through because the challenge, people know that e-commerce and a logistic part and is done by the company. And ready to market, the product ready in the store itself. That's another USP. The product you wanted to market, stock is ready with the product ready to buy. People can buy, the image is ready, content ready, price is ready. Only maybe your individual store, only the people has to edit the price, right? So all the things, so ready to start with that. That's to be highlighted, okay? And it's a fully on and managed global fulfillment center will take care of it. From payment gateway to even the payment gateway is not required for the person to run the program. Okay. Now, once you spoke about this, then you conveyed the message for yourself to get a clarity. Your team really understand what exactly this is all about, and then your investors also understand. Then they go to the business description. So there you have to talk about in detail what we were going to briefly talk about earlier. First, who you are. And maybe you're alone or you have co-founders. You say we are a group of professionals or we are a group of partners or maybe we are maybe an individual you are doing. You say that I'm so-and-so, I have an experience so-and-so, my background is this. Then talk about your knowledge, experience and skill, or your team members, your partners, co-founders, human skill, or maybe you're already a company. You say we are a group of companies and this is our next diversification or next project is this. So it depends upon what you are and who you are, put that in detail about it. So without another page for introduction, that's enough for a person to understand who is the people of that. Then the business plan, the 3 Ps is a very important part. One is people are who is the people in behind this one. Next piece of products and services, right? Next piece is the business plan or the marketing plan of that. So 3 Ps are very, very important. So this everybody look, who is this company? From where is this company? Who's running this company? Who's behind it is? Everyone has this important. So especially when you give it to many of the portals, which I mentioned to you, many of the platform you go for a fundraising, you upload your business plan document. So they will not be coming and looking at your LinkedIn profile. Maybe that may part of the background check they do, but when they analyze, they're really looking to, they're really looking to who you are, your skill. That's the part important part. So now about you, if you you're already a company, you have a website, you can actually put that about us, what exactly your company is all about. Or you're an individual, still you can talk about your background, etc. So part of that one. Okay. Then, so for example, I've kept a few examples here, which I'm not going to read out. When you download this notes, you have an example there, what we meant it is there. Okay, I kept that for that purpose. Like one example I kept for online shopping mall. One is for a Digimendes example, I kept it for that. Okay. Now, what you will offer, that's the most important thing. So what is the problem you're going to solve? What exactly, as a business means the problem solving. So what the problem are you going to solve? So what you will offer? Okay, here, now in our case, mentorship, training and consulting. So now you are mobile accessories you are doing. So you say, what are the things you're going to offer on that? And the list of that, majorly mobile accessories. I'll have consumables to offer. I'll also have repairing to offer. You can mention that. Okay. Now, if it is in the case of online shopping mall, what we offer a comprehensive e-commerce solution. So we look at it is not where. So many of the people misunderstand is online shopping mall is all about people can buy a product. But actually, we as a company, we are facilitating the entrepreneurs to start an e-commerce. So that's what is exactly where business plan document understand. Otherwise, a person looking outside, oh, you're an e-commerce company starting like a marketplace. So that's a miscommunication. People assume that way because that's what is exactly a human being. Which is we registered, whatever the information we have with others. So we immediately try to relate to that once the moment we start hearing. So that's the reason we need to say to help the people to make money through selling products, comfort their houses. Also, they can start their own online business. So we facilitate everything. So that should be a very good communication. Like that, what exactly you provide. So you say, I provide the information about the mobile accessories from various parts of the world. Okay, this is another part. Okay, now, now in that you have to highlight this. I will have thousands of mobile accessories products. So like we talk about here, so I have 20 different categories or 1.5 million products, and people can select to do and which they don't even record to source the product and logistic of the product, delivery of the product, packaging of the products, not record. It's to be highlighted. Now, here another important part is actually what we offer as an e-commerce online shopping mall, which is most of the entrepreneurs record a lot of skills and knowledge to run it. So this is also part of our services we'll be extending. So that is another communication adding in the business plan part. Now, here it is actually to whom we are offering this is to those who want to make money online, they can be part of this one. So this is what exactly we do, and this is what exactly we are offering. Now, the next important part, what are the market needs you're going to address? So what exactly the market needs? As we discussed earlier, 1 month ago, instead of you start some product with your likeness, better to start something a market demands, market needs, right? Remember that example which I discussed with you, Rolex and Caterpillar watch. So where people wanted to offer. So there is a requirement of this product is there in the market or not. So that we need to talk about, okay? The products and services which you offer, what you're offering, okay? And so then, with a technology platform we provide, they get everything to start off. And this is the market now, scattered the market, people have to go to multiple places and take it. And the huge number of people are already looking to start their own online businesses. Many of the people are not starting an online business because initially the kind of investment they don't have, or they don't want to do a legal registration. So without legal registration, how they can do all the things is a part of, we need to do this one, okay? Now, the moment you speak about that, the first thing is people come and ask you, so, and your business idea is viable. So this, very, very interestingly, which is people ask you this question. Sometimes, how your business idea is viable. Especially this is one of the tricky places where the investors will really catch you. They'll ask you how your business's idea is viable. This is actually there's a two sides there. One time, as entrepreneurs, we get an idea. We have a lot of conviction. We believe, actually, truly we believe it works, but actually may not be viable. Okay. Sometimes there are a lot of occasions we truly believe, and others don't believe, but it is viable. Some cases, so we also believe, they also believe, still it is not viable. Okay, there are. Now think about it as like this, like a Facebook. Facebook, you think about initial stage, he made a business plan document, and he goes to the market and say, I'm a university student. I made a simple website. This people can do networking. Now people are already using, my classmates are already using, but I'm going to change the world with us. And I'm going to be taking around 2 billion people logging to that. Everybody is going to spend average of 2-3 hours a day, and I'm going to control the government. Do you think the business idea is viable? People say no, but actually true. In 2 decades time, less than 2 decades, right? So this not even 2 decades, right? Actually less than that. Okay. So it is. This is a part here. Okay. So very, very important part here is the business idea viability of that part. And it is actually, sometimes it's a confidence of the entrepreneur. and the skill of the entrepreneur. Sometimes there is actually, how he plays that one is also important. So is why this is actually a logically to define there's an issue. But of course, when you're looking for investors, investor also give an importance on that one. Which one? Your confidence and knowledge and skills, and your commitment, your dedication. So there he also look at that one. Are you committed? Are you on a 9 to 6 guy, or are you a 24 hours guy? Are you a passionate guy, or a simply trying to do something guy? All the things also come, because that's the reason he is not convinced. But many investors are open for ideas. Many investors are ready to take a risk, but they look at the person. So the entrepreneur who's running, or the team who's running, he has that one. But sometimes, as a truly some of the ideas which you may laugh, like Facebook, you may not laugh, but actually they say you are talking about the battery. Sometimes it will be a funny ideas as well. So one of the, actually an example, actually one of the ideas, which is one of the project report which I read, I laughed and laughed and laughed. Even I tell you, you laugh. Okay. So, okay. So I'll tell you, this is actually, okay, quite, I'm just thinking about to avoid the names. I mean, okay. So I made a website for, kind of a religious, it is there are so many, which I talked to you in Avatar, like, so one of the kind of a kind of a group of cult, a kind of a sage group. I made a website for them, and they really like it. I don't want to mention the URL. Okay, so it's in a remote village. They get a lot of donations and viewers, etc. So they really wanted a website. Quite some time old story I'm talking about. I set up, and they wanted to have receive a money as well as a donation. So I also set up the PayPal for them. And beyond that, it was not possible because they need to do set up a registrar, all the things which they don't have much on things. So then they said we are working on another project, and blah blah blah. Okay, do that one. Okay. So then after a few months later, they show me a business plan document. And the business plan document is amazing, amazing it is. So he is a target client, who's a target client of that business. Like when you go for this, almost the same model. And a professional guy did it. So I think it's an interesting part. Now, so this is actually target clients are upper class and super rich guys, very highly, high net worth individual. So when I saw that this is my client, actually, I'm just going through, because my purpose is not going through the business. They just approached me saying, we want to set up a website, we want a payment gateway to set up, we want money to be received, and we want to work on a donation model, and social media we wanted, SEO we wanted. So can you help us? So as a consultant, as a digital entrepreneur, I'm thinking I'm not really deep into the business because I'm not consulting. And anyway, they have so many people on that. But I mean, so that made me, they made the category in that upper class, upper middle class, and upper lower class, and very classified. And these are the people we are looking for, and how we approach them. All the things is quite amazing thing. So what exactly they're talking about? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. People, when put into, because when they spoke to me, I did not really understood. But when I read, I was laughing. Okay, I was laughing because how beautifully they came out of that idea. Okay, that's how that one is. Now, the same group is basically believe in a rebirth. Okay, rebirth is some of the religions in the world, like Hinduism, Taoism, Shintoism, and there are Buddhists. All they believe it is again the people will be born in this place, right? So there's a huge set of people believe in that. Maybe around 15% of the world, maybe they believe in that, and in that group they have a lot of rich people. Now, when the last part of the belief, based on what you do, these good deeds, next birth, how you born, you don't have control. Yes or no? So we don't have control. That's what they believe. Now, I agree, Abrahamic religion people may not understand faster, but those who are familiar with the India part of the world or Chinese part of the world, and Indonesia, also you understand the rebirth concept, right? You again back to the earth again, and born away maybe a different caste, maybe a different as an animal. So based on what you did, good deeds here, and the next one. So that's a belief. So now, what the product they're offering here? Okay, what the product they're offering is, now what is the problem they're addressing? It's a beautiful problem. What is the problem you're addressing? Now you are rich. So that's the target. Now you're rich. Now you're going to die. Maybe now, maybe 5 years now, 10 years now, 20 years now, 30 years now, you're going to die. Now you're also reborn. Yes or no? Actually, yes, right? So can you get the same wealth? Do you have a money for next birth? Next time, are you sure you're going to be born as again a rich guy? Now you are rich because most of the people rich, the fathers are rich. Or you made this time, you got some idea, you got it. So are you sure next birth you will be able to have that money? Actually, no, that's a problem. Real problem, is not. Yeah, of course, in the rich people, so rich people definitely have, of course, the people who believe I'm going to come back to this world immediately after my death, maybe another 3 years or 41 days later. That depends upon the belief system. So they want that money also, right? So now this time you're born as a rich, not necessarily next time you'll be born as a rich. Not necessarily you will be born in the same part of the world, because you'll be born in maybe a different part of the world. You'll have a financial situation will not be there. This time you are rich because you are in America, you are in this place. But next time you'll not be there. Yes or no? Actually, the real problem. Yes. So the product which they offer is, we will get you the wealth for your next birth as well. Awesome, right? Okay. Think about the people could think about it that way. So they have a product called Agama. The product will help you to get you the money to the next birth. Okay, next birth. And okay, you understand what I'm doing. So then they say that we have a kind of a ritual. We will do it for you. When you die, you will get that wealth. Okay. So actually, as you know, that I was reading in the end of this, and the staff members went, only my office assistant was there. And in a very relaxed way, putting my leg on table to my chair, actually I was reading and I was laughing and laughing and laughing. And my assistant, actually, the office assistant, actually took the pictures of that video and give to the people, because I was laughing, because I was slow, nobody to share. And then next portion, I could not even stop laughing. What is the fees for it? The fees for it is 20% of your wealth already you have. That's one. That's the fees they take it. Then your entire wealth also to be transferred to this trust. Then only they can give to next step. So then I said it's not as a business, it comes under as a fraud, right? So okay, so what I'm saying it is, but that's one of the best business proposal I've seen it. Okay, awesome idea, right? Yes or no? And this one, you transfer this to next one. Okay. Now it is not. I'm talking about 10 years ago. I was laughing and actually I shared with people it may not be true. I spoke to my dad actually. Hey, how can? Then I said, I took the photocopy and I showed them. See, this is this idea. This is awesome idea. They wanted to register people online, and they will do. And the 20% of the things which they give you escrow account once the ritual is done. Okay, then only they have to transfer. So, but actually, when you look at it, is the person who made all the things and the viability of that project. What he said is perfect. He said, why this project is viable? Because there's no other solution, number one. Number two, people are scared on this one. Number three, they're worried about it, and we will hit their perfect plan. So not necessary. Okay, so if you ask me that business works or not, there are many people are doing now. You go and Google it. You Google it, Agama by so many Agama. You search on YouTube, AGMA. Okay, the people are doing it. It's the same kind of a business is doing. And actually, without this not hurting anyone, there is a new country that formed. Forgot the name of the country. Website. There's a website is formed. I forgot the name of the. I'm sorry. Actually, if I remember, I'll tell you. Okay, you can actually apply for a citizenship also in that country. I don't know. Some of you know. I think some of you know which I'm talking about. You can type it there. Very, very, very famous the country, and they bought an island somewhere in Nicaragua, in that American country, and they offer this service now, and it's viable. So you may laugh, I laugh, but it's viable. They're running it. It's ethically correct or legally correct. That's a different story. But I'm saying it is a viability of the projects. So actually, if you ask me, all the points I put it was perfectly done. Okay. So my point here is actually, this is the place when you reach the viability part. As a consultant point of view, I really have to pay attention. The investors really pay attention, and you need to pay attention here. It's a very important part. Okay. Yeah. Now we'll go to the parts, how people actually do that one. Now, viability, along with the viability, how that something else thriving, how the things works on. So the entrepreneurs who run this show, the executives or the leadership positions who run this business part, they also to put something called key to success, or sometimes you can call it as a KSF, key success factors of that one. So why you think this can be successful? Can do that one. Okay. Now, once you put that one, the moment it is first you need to highlight it is the opportunity and size of this one. Now, when you set a mobile accessories and mobile accessories, what is the market size? How many $1 billion is that business size? And how much is percentage is taken? How much is really opportunity spending there? And what the growth? So everybody is going to do. For example, this is beautifully I shown you when I explained to you about consulting business opportunity. I don't know how many of you know what. Welcome to the world of consulting. So most of the people never thought about to become a consulting. Actually, I've shown you this one, right? So it's the part of the proposal, it's the important part. Consulting services, when you look at it, is the various professional service. You send the consulting service alone, the market size is 100 billion to 300 billion. Okay, so that is shown there. Then the very important information, like exactly this way, you have to put the kind of a graphical representation in your thing. So consulting business today around 100 to 300 billion dollar. Well, it depends upon your definitions in the consulting. Then even it is $100 billion. Now, when you look at this 2% of the 100 billion, that's a 2 billion only with the large firms like a KPMG or a McKinsey like a companies. Then mid-sized companies will take only 5% and a small firm 8%. But freelancers take 85%. So I'm talking to you for an $85 billion business, right? So because we promote as an ADM, freelance internet business consulting. So we are welcoming you to the industry of an $85 billion industry segment out of the $100 billion, because usually all the businesses, this is a very important point also you highlight here, usually all the businesses, major portion with the large corporate companies, like you take a soft drink, or like you even take a search rank, social media, like most of the things you take it up with a larger portion is with major companies. Only you get a rest meal, or you get only the market they're not addressed. But here the majority of the market is not addressed, and the market is with the freelancers. So we have that opportunity to take it up. So this should be conveyed very well to you, your team, and your investors. So you should sometimes you get an idea, so you don't know the market potential, right? So when you do research, you will understand this one, and you will understand the opportunity. So you can actually focus more. You can actually have resources are more. Even your structure of a business can be different. So this very, very important aspect. Okay. Now, the graphical representation makes a lot of convey. Here is a lot of graph you can show. It's a lot of different colors, so you can show. You can show the government surveys. You can show that many of the surveys you can from take a consulting sites. I would like you to go through the sites like Forbes.com, go to Entrepreneur.com, go to McKinsey.com. Also, most of the or Boston Consulting Corporation.com. All these companies, they have some statistics and report there. So you can take that one. Same thing, a government publishes some kind of survey. Associations of the Chamber of Commerce and industry associations do that one. So all this report, you can take it and show that is, and you can put a source there. Because sometimes unbelievable statistics comes in. So they'll ask you what your source of this information. So you put in fact, even they're not asking, you put a very reliable source like Entrepreneur.com or a Forbes or a McKinsey, or a government, according to the government of USA or a government of Qatar. Like that, you can put the source of the survey. Then you can also have a link to that survey. Okay. So the link of the URL, you can keep it there. And the URL keeping is a reference is the best one. So it makes a lot of sense in the business plan document. Instead of we are keeping a lot of paragraphs, putting a graphs, and circle, putting into the entire statistics with a multiple color and showing in a couple of pages will convey the best one. Okay. Now the current market size and growth predictions and which area targeting your capture, the market size, all the things also again you can do with the graphical representations, etc. Okay. Now, so one is such an example. So I'm putting it as a McKinsey Global Institute came out of the market size opportunity, and what the prediction about 11 trillion on by 2025. So these are the information, especially when this is forgot I told you about part of your vision. You'll be talking about 2025, 2030. That now see, especially when you're talking to investors, we want investors who look that way. Okay, 5 years and 10. When you look at the Amazon success today, the Jeff Bezos had a long-term oriented investors. Every time he communicated, my game is long-term, my long-term. So that's why he spoke. And that's the reason no other company could think about the kinds of investment and infrastructure he's keeping. You look at the business he's captured with the media industry, everywhere, put it that, and put an infra. Now they're going to the Mars, right? So that now the project is a Mars. And the moon and Mars, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos going to be competing on that one. Now people are telling us even Google is going to enter. So world is completely changing, right? So now they have that vision. So you need to put that way, 2025, 2030, what the market size, and that exactly that you need to connect with your vision. So by 2025, this industry is going to be $11 trillion industry. So we are planning to be at least a $1 billion company. So that's more convincing. So $11 trillion business, you are only looking for a 1 billion, such a small. So that becomes small. Otherwise, you say $1 billion, it's so huge. But $11 trillion will be the market by 2025. So we just wanted a $1 billion. So $1 billion company, that's what we are looking for. And we are looking for a 1% of the market, 0.5% of the market, 0.3% of the market. That's enough. Right? Not even record a 5% of the market most of the time. So this, what the market size and opportunity you're looking, it's also be mentioned. Now, you also should subcategories there. Now, this kind of, and maybe this segment, it is like this. This portion, Europe is like this, North America like this. And, Google search is like this. Yahoo search shows it like this. Social media related to this one. So every different thing you can actually divide and show to the people. Okay, so this information has to go very important aspect. Okay, now then come to the reality aspect of from the vision. Now at the moment, for you to reach out that part of a mission, to whom you will be addressing the market. I mean, to whom, whose problem you are solving, and who are their customers. So this portion you need to explain to work in detail. So who are your customers? This that is a habit in talking every time. If you understand your customer, you understand your business, right? So defining your target customers, so be specific, and so both buyer and influencer, and do research on it and do it as okay. And or some cases you may deal with your customers will not be an individual. Customers will be in a B2B, right? Business to business. You're supplying to hotels. You say 5-star hotels are my so there is a just before COVID-19, I just worked on one project that guy was supplying the products to a B2B portal in Qatar, supplying the products to the hotels, like they have towels and under their brand, the wash towels, and they have the shampoos and the things and the bed sheet and all the things they supply to the hotel. So that's a B2B portal. But just I don't think it's to cover because that business immediate COVID-19. So the target customers, that time his target customers 5-star and 4-star hotels was his target customers. So similarly, we had to do that the business is the target. So I'm going to deal with the schools. So that's or I'm going to deal with the small and medium companies, or maybe a retail outlet. That can be your consumers or your end user consumers. So your whoever is going to buy, but that's defining more challenge. So that's the reason we discussed about avatar concept when we discussed with the ClickBank as an avatar concept. And so that's the time we decided how we define our customers, right? So day 29, we discussed this in detail. So please go and watch that one to how you define it as. But it's very important, maybe around 10% of the portion of your business plan must be about the consumers and the customers. 10%, okay? So that means you have a 100-page document, 10 page you talk about your customer. Okay, that's important. If you have 50 pages, 5 pages for consumers. So you need to talk about where they're located, locally, regionally, nationally, internationally, with ethnicity they have. An example, keep it that one. So you can also say, okay, my primary target, my customers in North America, secondary target, Australia and Singapore and Malaysia, and domestic market, maybe you're in which other country you are, the rest of the world. Do that. And you also show the percentage wise. So at the moment, These customers are available this portion of the world. So I'm looking for a chartered accountant as my customers. And my doctors are my customers, or maybe students are my customers. My students' parents are my customers. Newborn baby are my customers. So my parents and grandparents is on how many babies are born. So all the things, part of your customer profile. So then you can also specify their age group, income, passion, hobby, psychography. You remember that we discussed this point. So demographic and psychographics. This is one of the first thing all of you to define. This keep coming back to your life again and again. Your business plan document, it comes in. Your marketing campaign document, it comes in. When you go to Facebook, you need to do this one. You go to PPC campaign, Google will ask you. Microsoft campaign, they will ask you. Email marketing, they will ask you. And all these places, now you go to a creative guy to write about, to whom you wanted to listen to this kind. So it's very, very important. So make that a list of your demographic and psychographics of your consumers. Okay, so for this portion, please don't do. Example, I told you about demographic information, the female age, the 35 to 40, married with children. These are the demographic information. What is psychographic information? That's especially at doing an online business, you cannot get away with this. Offline business, that was not that important, but psychographic information is very, very important for you to have it with you. Okay. Now, if you are finding a difficulty on that's first portion, you need to do a market study and put that way and take that. Okay. Now, if the businesses specify their industries and size and turnover, so if you are targeting like a hotels, now you can say you're starting a business in Doha, and you say I'm targeting my customers are 5-star hotel and 4-star hotel. You say I have already 150 5-star hotels, and we have a 280 4-star hotels, and each hotel's average room is around 600, or maybe combined together all the things, they have 100,000 rooms, and 100,000 rooms they consume. Their occupancy rate is 60%, which means this much is the per day consumption, and there's only 4 suppliers. I'm the one of the supplier. So like that, you have to keep defining and specify the industry and size and turnover, etc., etc. It's putting in the platform. And thanks to the Google. So all this information is there in the Google. That's a good thing. Only thing you have to compile. And the kinds of amount of knowledge you gain by doing this is amazing. Okay, you really understand. You have a clarity of your business if you start doing this one. Okay. Now, this is an example I put it. Worldwide e-commerce growth projection is 1.3 trillion 2014. Now it's going to be 4.29 trillion 2021. So growth is last 5 years, so 65%. But we are communicating through this one 2020 when we start next time 2025 that the growth we are talking about this one. So like that, put to the statistics and more. These are the part of our, your vision. You to get a conviction, your team to get a conviction, your investors to get a conviction. This is very important. Now, in these products which you're promoting and your customer, now you spoke about your consumer. We not yet spoke about your products. Now, the consumers, how often they purchase the products. Okay, now initially we spoke about mobile accessories. I'm not talking. We'll talk about the products part later. So you can, because before that the consumer comes in picture. That's a executive summary. You put all the thing in the brief. Then in the consumer point of view. Now the consumer, how often they buy the product and how much time they spend for it, how much money they allotted for it per month. All the things to be part of very, very important information here. Now, for example, you look at the Amazon report of 2019, how beautifully they did it. So they have 2 kinds of members, 2 customers. One is the Prime members and normal customers. So there's very specific. You can depend. So these are the things you can actually mention. For example, now the people who go, the number of consumers they have, this few million customers they have, or 2% of the normal customers are not daily buy something. But the Prime members, 7% of the Prime members actually buy everyday basis. Every day something they buy. Now another Prime member, 20% of the Prime member, is actually at least a few times a week they buy. Okay, then once per week, 21% of the Prime members is to buy. So like they're very specifically they mention and they actually evaluate that every year and every time, every quarter, and they actually come out. So something like that, very, very specific information about. When we know what we are working for, we have a lot of clarity. When we discuss about a vision part, clarity of the thought and what we want to achieve and what the opportunity there is very, very important. So this is the way you can take up the lot of information from online and make it part of your business plan document. Okay. Now we go to the products. What needs your product services feel? So is there any need, which we discussed now, market potential, the market needs or not? So for example, in Shiga Digimendes, we mentioned what are the gap we are going to fill. It is basically the training need, the people who need guidance and direction and mentoring and how to start their own online business. That exactly we are addressing. Okay. Now currently how this is filled, maybe a large consulting companies like a KPMG or maybe web development companies. There's two options, like usually the people get the service, right? So that's we are going to do through our consulting training and mentoring aspect. Okay. Then we go to the products and services in detail. In the products and services, description of your products, what are the products you're going to deal, and specification and configurations and models and brands, etc. You can mention there. Of course, the services also you can have there. Okay. Now, for example, actually products and services, which is like for example, this when I did a platform-based business like an affiliate platform, website building platform, website selling platforms, e-commerce platform. So different products we mentioned and talk about it. With different products with design and talk about in the description part there. Okay. Now, so you can list out all the major products which you are doing. Not necessarily have thousands of products, but at least a category of the product you can mention. Around 10, 20 category you can. And you also have a services to provide. You can also put that as a part of the products and itself. Now, the more than the list of the products, more than the list of the services, the most important the features and benefits, because that makes the difference, right? Now, unless you have a unique product, of course, sometimes you have a very unique product, so then products is important. Of course, there's still the features important, but you say there is no competition, I'm the first, no one else is doing, and the innovative product, so that is make. Otherwise, the features and benefits of the product the most important. Even if you come out a unique product, still that's an important part. Okay. Now here I take a couple of examples to explain you so how the benefits is explained on this. For example, like now cases, actually now if it is online shopping mall project, what are the benefits we offer to the people? It's a global online presence. You can have that, and the promotion from the company side due to the consumers and logistic part of that is also a feature. And you have an exclusive niche arrangement on one particular date, and based on the strategies you can choose your niche, and you can also have an exclusive traffic coming from. There's a loyalty program by default will be designed and give to you. It's a part of the loyalty program, and you'll have an opportunity to work with experts. And the complete maintenance of your shop as a part of the services come to you, and it's open 24/7 globally, and you can do multiple languages, etc. And you get automatically fulfillment centers. All this step by step, marketing and SEO, social media integrations, and pre-integrated logistics support, and all the things part of the services come. Now the USP of the thing you can actually separately mention, like a ready-to-market products. So that is products is already listed in the website, and people can immediately do, and you can manage yourself like that. Step by step, like a multi-currency and payment gateway integration and simplify tax calculation. You can also have a dual invoicing of your products on the website. So you can so here is who is a consumer. It's not an individual; it's a business, right? Business. So the person wanted to start and run his own or her own online businesses, or especially in e-commerce. So for them, we are talking about not the product features. We are talking about the store, what we are giving out. So that's a product for us, right? Such a dear invoice, and there's an opportunity to collective bargain and thing on, and individually managed, and people can manage and run that's a store, and it's a complete hassle-free logistic for the major headache of the entrepreneurs is not there, and there is a complete efficiency around there, etc., etc. Like that, all the features you need to highlight and talk to them, put in the paper and talk to them. Means it's a keep it in the very communicative, not just putting as a boring paragraph. Each one you highlight with the different colors or other thing. This makes a lot of sense. Now, when these benefits, when you talk about the features, also talk about. So benefits we spoke about. These are the benefit for a consumer is getting. Now, features of the products. So now, what are the services you are going to start or offer? There are various features of that you need to highlight. Now, for example, this is the feature of that is actually a comprehensive technology platform on e-commerce. Okay, under your brand, you can start your own online business. And it's a high quality traffic, which you can convert. And traffic is integrate payment gateway and built-in cut-through brand creator. Like this loyal consumers, you can have a global reach and a complete exclusive platforms. And so it's a fully owned and managed. That's another advantage version. And it's a fulfillment centers you can get it. And you can create the campaigns and by default in the dashboard. And you can have a global achievement, global engagement through this one, and it is not customized for your market. And it's a uncompromised technology platform where you can have stability and scalability. And it's like that each point you make it a part of the your business plan document. Okay, so that's very important. I kept an example. So every segment you have an example to see. So you make a business plan. You put here all the details over there. Now another thing is you spoke about everything up here. Now the next portion is what is the status now? Okay, this is amazing, great. You have a good product, you have a good vision, you have good customers, good market opportunities there, and you have amazing products. The benefit is fantabulous. Now you have a your features are also pretty awesome. Now the important part is what your status. So you need to have the status there. Like now I have a preliminary site or maybe a prototype. You already, this is a product I have made it one piece of a prototype, or in the production stages going on, or a completed one ready to market. It's a different kind of a status. You'll be there. Now, a few examples here. Like for example, you are making a business model. And you say, sometimes you might be going, yesterday one of the business idea which we discussed, you start an affiliate, then you raise a capital for e-commerce, then go for e-commerce. So in that case, you start an affiliate site. So you hear, I have a site isn't ready, a site is ready, the preliminary stage, I have a website is ready. So this makes a huge difference, not only for you, it's for your team, as well as your investors. And it's what gives you so much of the idea. So why? Because when you practically something to create, that's the reason many will go for a prototype. Even you're planning to do an e-commerce business, I recommend to start an affiliate site as a prototype. You have nothing to lose. Even if you don't want that site tomorrow, you can flip it, right? So once you have that one, you learn so many things about the category, sub-category, and subcategories, and brand, and product size, and the features of the products, brand company sourcing those, the manufacturing that, and which the people wanted to have, and innovation is happening, regulation is required. All this information, once you start building your affiliate site, you get a complete idea. Okay, Rob, so now your status, I have a preliminary affiliate website. Now I'm looking forward an e-commerce companies to start. Okay, or your affiliate website ready. And then you show that in a model in the document itself. Maybe a screenshot of your website, URL of the website, what you can do. Now, so this is that. Now, what problems are your target customers currently facing, and how you're going to help them? Now, this is about your customer again. So you know whether you all the thing went. Now you go back to the customer. Now, customers part. The customers are there. They don't know about you, right? Now, what are the problem they're facing? That's an important part, and how they help you. So here, just take an example of an affiliate marketing. I'll tell you a couple of examples, then move on. Now, affiliate marketing, you can say now there are so many products available, but most of the time the people depend on a Google search. When they do Google search, their first page and Google pages, they go, they're only dominated with Amazon, Alibaba, and other things. But the real products is not available to the people. Not people don't know this is happening. There are hundreds and thousands of companies is providing much better price, much better features, and a better delivery mechanism. So even people are not able to get that. So what we are doing in as affiliate company, we affiliate with these companies and put that all the products in one platform, and we offer this one to the people. And plus, we through SEO 101, so marketing plan, I'm coming to that marketing plan, we are trying to be in the Google first page. So when the people, instead of going to the multiple website, 10, 20, 30 websites, unlimited companies. You remember that we discussed about the affiliate platform as unlimited merchants, unlimited products, unlimited market. So you can add these one to you, and you can have 100 websites to product there as well. Then put it there and say hundreds of companies' information will be in one place. So that means the people who are searching for a products, they have a complete information about their one. So the problem which they're facing, they don't know where it is available. It's made it available to them. So availability, make an important thing one. Okay. Now you can also say that there are many products out there. They don't have much campaign. People are not aware through social media. We are going to do social media, especially if this many people knew us, they know about this product, but not many people don't know this in China. Or Europe is doing it great, but no one is address this product in the Middle East. So I'm bringing that product and marketing in this area. So they are not aware. So one is actually availability. Second one is awareness. So all the problem you said, then how you are addressing. So list out the problem which they're facing. Then you try, this is a solution I'm offering. So put that one as well. Okay. Then, for example, online shopping mall, which is standalone shops, how they're facing technical issues and how you do together business. What are the plus point the existing entrepreneurs facing and the new method we are offering. So you can explain that way. So now existing businesses, then especially non-technical people, when they start an e-commerce businesses, they have to depend so many things on a technology aspect. They have to have a company. They need to have all the other manpower, etc. So here we address all this part. Okay, so that's why we highlight that part. Okay, now then it is once after that you need to explain how your business model works and how do you generate revenue and what are your pricing strategies. So there depends upon what's the business model you are in. It's going to change, and you need to choose to explain on this part. Okay, so for example, here is you take an example of affiliate website. You're starting an affiliate website, your monetization model, your website, and you flipping is also you're planning to. That's one of the revenue model, or you're planning to do an e-commerce and affiliate model together. Do e-commerce and affiliate marketing together. You're planning to do. That's your business model, and the revenue sources: CPM, CPC, CPA, CPL. I receive a commission from these companies. I receive a Google AdSense, or I receive YouTube monetization, etc. You can mention that one. Now, how much is the commission they provide? They put the chart. The Amazon gives this much, Alibaba gives this much, all the eBay company this much, all the companies giving this much percentage. That you need to highlight in the part of the part. Now you can also put an example of other website. You can choose one. Okay. Now once you are done this, and so you're a major portion of you might have noticed that everything getting clarity, everything coming in organized way. So otherwise, your entire thought is even your simple affiliate program, your thought is a website, a social media, a SEO, affiliation, and the customers and technologies, organization, strategies, campaigns. So like that, everything is scattered. So all the thing comes in one book. That's a good thing. So you can have it, and you and your team and your investors will have a very comprehensive look on it. Okay. So now everything good. Now, how are you going to communicate? How are you going to market? So what's your marketing plan? So that's the next portion that should come in the marketing. So how you roll out, how you start communicating to the people, how you create a brand, how you create your identity. So there you need to say, I usually start with a beta, with a private beta we can do. That's one of the rollout, or you can do a kind of a public beta, or maybe a soft launch or a mega launch. All things your rollout stage. So every product your rollout stage should be there, or you do pilot. So I'm trying to do a pilot project with an associate with another company, or maybe a location, or along with another company. I'm giving out the free this one. You can see some of the products comes to you free, right? So we never know how different kind of a strategy are used. An example of all of you know, there's a product called Maggi. So Maggi, how they rolled out the products. So first time, the product they rolled out through school kids. They started giving the products to the school kids free, absolutely free. So then they tasted, they liked it, they carry home, and they introduced to the mom, saying the school is giving this one products. So that's where they roll out the products. They're not went any other model. Like how the Facebook's roll out. Now, technology point of view, how Facebook rolled out. Facebook rolled out through seminars. Facebook rolled out initially in a university started. So from that, few students he hired us on a part-time basis. went to another universities and they did a small seminars talking about the platform of the Facebook. Then went to another seminar, another state, and then investor came. He went to another continent, went to the Europe, went to the Australia. So that way the penetration happened. So everybody has a rollout plan, right? So like same thing in Europe, it started one country and then different countries with the bonuses. It's over. And first time, things, how they are launched. So that's a existing need to shift to this is a big challenge actually. So all this company has a different style of reaching and rolling out. Now Uber, when they roll out, the first time they said you download the app, you have a 10 ride free. 10 ride was free. So to get a 10 ride, they tried. So 10 time they tried, they started used to do it. So even both sides, they promised to a lot of taxi companies, we will give you more business than what you're doing. So the moment many people got up through online campaigning, the apps is free, and many of the shopping in front of the shopping mall, many of the bank, many of the institutes, the people should stand and say, would you like to have a free taxi ride home? Or you want to have a free drop from airport? So that way Uber started. In that time, they download the app there, they get the free ride, and they experienced it. Then after 10, what happened? They said, now we give you 2 miles or 3 kilometers. We'll give you free. After that, you pay. Okay. Some people are okay, 2 kilometers I can go. Not very few people might have taken a 2-3 kilometers, then get another one. That's very few, but majority ran. Then they say, okay, we'll give you some discount. You start paying 50%. Then they said 25%. Then they said a $10 voucher. But now we don't get anything. After the Uber went to public, we get nothing, right? But that's the way they created. That's that's an offers. That's a product. How they rolled out one by one, which reached to the one. Now, how the Google rolled out? One day morning, they didn't say we're starting a Google search engine, right? They were working with Yahoo. Now, when someone used search in Google, Yahoo something, it comes the result from Google, right? So then Google went and started their own search. Then Google started the Gmail. How the Gmail rolled out? It is not one day. They started a Gmail, and everybody can open Gmail. Another person has to invite you to open an account. So if you want a Gmail, I have to invite you. That's the system. So that's where they rolled out. So there's a more curated, more quality customers they got it instead of that time initially everybody was creating a Hotmail, and people even forget it, never opened back. And it was a big resource waste of that. So Google curated that one. Then another big step of the Google was they created their own browser. Instead of Internet Explorer, they moved to Chrome. Like every company, their own products and services, they bought stages and different methods and do. So this, by looking at this, we should have a clear idea how we roll out. So in affiliate case, maybe like any other website, people do beta. Then you go for a soft launch, you go to mega launch, then go to campaigns, etc., and you create attractions. All the things is the rollout part. This is a very important aspect. Now we go to the marketing campaigns. So what are your campaigns you do? How you're going to do? Are you going to ATL? Are you going to BTL? So different kinds of marketing methods people use it. And that campaign, if you're starting an e-commerce affiliate business, your marketing campaign, your email campaign, your social media campaign, brand awareness, you have to specify one by one. I'm going to do digital marketing. That start with SEO, that's social media, email campaign, PPC campaign, search engine marketing, mobile app marketing, text marketing, remarketing, retargeting. All the things you need to list out. What are the things you're planning to do? Okay, so this is influencer marketing. And I'm also going to use it as a cross-channel marketing. So like maybe 10, 20, 30 list of things which you're planning to do, mention that. Okay. Now, to reach out, some cases, how you reach out to the consumers across the globe and what kind of a channel you used. In online business, in e-commerce business, of course, one most important thing in the channel is affiliate marketing. Another one is the channel partners. Another thing can be retail partners and resellers. So or a franchising. So you need to mention what model you do, maybe a distributor network, or maybe a franchising network, or can be enterprise version of the one, or maybe a resellers, or a joint ventures, or affiliate marketers. So this you need to list out how you reach out to the market. Then come to the market risk and competitors. So is that going to be a part of business plan document? Yes. That should be there. It must be there. Where people say, no, don't put it that. No, answer is yes. So first is, what are your risks? So you need to list out risk. And your competition is a risk that also to mention. You have to mention competitors list also your market part. And it should be a reality. It should be accessed. It's part of a business plan document. Now, the market risk, you say that is depends upon so many things you can list out. Of course, natural calamities and pandemic are normally put on attachment, but some of the even businesses actually put in there. Okay. And there is one. So recently, I was reading an article. There is one company made a 100 years plan. In the 74th years of the company, and they mentioned the annual pandemic. Okay, they expected in 5 years, during the 5 years, actually 2018, they expected annual pandemic. So, and not for every century there is a pandemic. I hope you know that, right? We are 2008, 1914 or 1918, there is a pandemic happened, right? So even that they put in the plan. So some companies do, but otherwise people normally do. And some companies now, actually recently a friend of mine who's made a business plan document, which is he reviewed with me, sent to me, and very interestingly mentioned every seasonal flood. Now 2 years the flood happened in Kerala. Third year he said every year 3 months is a risky business. We may not operate 3 months, and there is a recurring investment. And he managing that risk reduction is actually annual leave for employees. Okay, there is a compulsory annual leave without pay. So he reducing the cost. But they will not go. They'll come back again and join. Because the June, July, August month, I will not pay salary. That's annual leave, etc., etc. And they're giving some benefit for that, etc. Okay, so something like that. The people put it that way. But apart from that, other major risk is a competition, technology upgradation, regulatory things, or maybe market. To reaching out to you're reaching out to the market, and you will not get the right people. Or maybe another entry barrier. All the things should be the part of the risky part here. Now, more example, if you ask me, like an affiliate marketing, your market risk is you're looking for an SEO, you're depending on a 20% in SEO, you're not sure about ranking a first page. And the risk is that Google algorithm can change. And you're looking for a search engine marketing, your bidding price of your keyword can go up. Your social media marketing, again, your influencers charging you too much high, the cost goes up. Something, or maybe you thought of doing something through TikTok is banned some part of the country, and yours is going to ban. So all the things are part of the risk, right? So we need to put that the part of a list, and you should have a reality, your team should have a reality, even your investors should have a reality, and it just must be done. So there is a case happened with the investors and the entrepreneur. The investor sued and saying that is. He not mentioned any of the market risk like this in the business document and agreement document, because the business plan document they made as an annexure. But actually, the court was in favor of an investor because he was not communicated this part of the risk of that business, even though it's a agreement is you lose. So because the lack of communication, that risk I was not informed. And I was not prepared for it, because even though many other things. So it is actually depends on. According to me, no. Whether he invested, he should know about it, and it's not only all the information about investors, entrepreneur side to communicate. But the ruling of the judge was against. The entrepreneur. I think entrepreneur should communicate the risk. So he should have put one page saying that these are is a threat of this challenge, or maybe competition, or a risk of this business. Okay, sometimes a perishable items. So for example, you're selling, let's say you're selling a grocery online. So you didn't get the right orders, right amount of order. You source the product, you put a tomatoes and vegetables at your place, and you didn't get the order in 3, 4, 5 days time. It's expired or a perishable item. That's another risk. So all the things is a part of your risk. If you're e-commerce or affiliate, you didn't put it that way. Okay. Now, two barrier to the entries, basically your competitors, and sometimes you slowly start as some people copy you and go to the market, right? So that's also a barrier, because before you go and realize that's the biggest threat now with China. So any product comes in, they copy and do. That's the biggest challenge for many other companies, right? So it's, actually that is not a joke, okay? It is actually, I had a client in Malaysia who actually consulted a product to market across the globe. He made a beautiful product, and it was so amazing, which he shown me actually. A machine for you to take an ablution. So the Muslims take a prayer, go to the prayer, and there's a machine for it. It's a very, very interesting project. And actually, he's an aeronautical engineer. He's not the interesting thing. He's not even a Muslim. How you find this issue is from Jordan, you're going on a ferry to some other places, etc. Because the aircraft, he was as an aircraft engineer, he is going to one place to another place. So in the ferry, he noticed that is the prayer time happened. So people went to washroom, took the ablution, and they walked through the ferry. And the prayer doing that. So the leg is wet, face is wet, so that the place is wet. Then someone has to clean it. So he noticed this an issue. So that's the time he got an idea. So he is an Australian and live in Malaysia. So he and his wife plot a company, developed a product, which is you stand there, and the moment you stand, based on a 3 minutes time. So usually it's the 7 liters of water a person consumes to do this one. He reduces 2 hours, less than 2 liters. So major thing is saving of the water. So that's then what he did is now he would normally people take go and wash the face. There is a time that's tap is not closed, so automatically tap get closed. Then he take a right hand, so only right side of the amount of the water comes in, the left hand it comes on. So like that, very configured that way. And even to the leg, water comes in, you can press a button, the leg is washed. Then automatically dryer also there. And with the prayer, there's a small prayer. It's with the voice command. It comes in and it's completely dry off you. So this is an amazing product. And he sold some product, but he consulted with me to reach out to the market faster. And his biggest threat, why I mentioned it, is he said, no, I'm worried about Chinese. This product he was charging, his price was quite high because his first client is an UAE Sheikh, and second is Azim Premji, the Wipro Corporation. And there's a people around 2,000, 5,000 quantity bought it. But I told him I was so impressed about the product, honestly. I told him to every household should have. Even I buy to house, most of the time it's this weekend. And plus, even every masjid. But he did not roll out, actually. He said, no, I'm worried about it. But actually, his worry was strong. I think now there is a Chinese version. Before he would go to the market. Now, he put around 3-4 years for it. And when I met him, when he's consulting around only 2-3 clients he had, around less than 10,000 pieces he sold. But his biggest worry was how I can protect this from China, which is not possible. And he keeps telling, I'm worried about China, because that's one of the worry. Any product today you roll out, people copy like this, right? So that's the biggest worry. We cannot help it. Still, we need to go and do that one. So find out now how the potential how the people copy and how the threat part to handle, etc. Okay. Now we're getting later, so let's go to the competitors' details and the competitors' information. Also, we need to do now the competitors' products details we need to understand. And for example, your solar panel. So you search on a Google, who are the companies coming in a Google, that's the first page competition. And that competition may not be a real competition for you, but still as an online company, you must mention it is who are the competitors and on like Google and Yahoo and Bing is major thing. Even in your Facebook and Insta, you have to mention that one. Then we go to another portion. This is also part of that, your funding. How much is the fund is required? And if you're planning to looking for a funding, definitely how much are you seeking? And for example, you're looking for $1 million. So you mentioned that. And in the breakup also should be there. That's another, this 100,000 where you investors also should be a part of your business plan document. Maybe 1 or 2, 3 or pages to be dedicated that one, what your initial investment and your recurring investment. And how much you value it now, and your phase of the investment record. The first quarter, how much you record. This 1 million you may not record at the time. You need a phase. So first to set up the office and infra, this much is it. After that, to running a company for 2 quarters, 3 quarters, the salary to be paid, internet bills, and other expenditure, etc. Then marketing campaign starts. Then promotional campaigns. Then all the things. So like that, you mention it is investment part. Now you value the company, and if someone give you this kind of a money, now how much is the investor getting? For example, some investor can invest $100,000 or $1 million, and you give it the 20% of the company and 80% management of that one. Okay, and then you also mentioned how the fund is distributed, the company incorporation and expenditure and setup of that, corporate identity, office setup, and computers and equipments, and everything you put in an Excel sheet, like an XML to Excel sheet in the part of the business document. How much you need to, all the breakup should be there. Okay, now after that, you also talk about when the profits start coming, right? So in that, you return on investment also, you need to see how much is the cash flow comes in, how much is the profit comes in, and you can have also 3 scenarios there: best case scenario, average case scenario, worst case scenario. So now, if as per the plan, if everything goes well, that called the best case scenario. It's called BCS, best case scenario. So best case scenario, your first year, second year, 3 year. If you're planning for 5 years, can be 5 year. If you're making a document for 3 years, make a 3 years or 5 years. And ideally 3 to 5 years. It depends on how you look at your vision. That's the reason your vision document is very important. For example, 2025, you're planning to go for IPO, then it should be a 5-year plan. It is a 23-year plan to go for IPO, or your exit plan, which we discussed now. You have to have that plan. Now, average case scenario is basically, okay, even if this is not happening, there's a minimum level this can happen. In that one, still will be profitable. Then if the worst case scenario I have to mention, if things won't work properly, and still how much is the expenditure comes in, and in that case, when we can have a slowly start up and how do it. So for example, the best case scenario, in the first year itself will become break even. Average case scenario, it may be end of the second year. The worst case scenario, only third year will be profitable. So this is the way I can do, and this is a 3 years time you have a payback period. So like that, you need to put the financial part also in detail. Is that okay? Now 3 years it is, show the cash flow, what's the monthly burn rate. We discussed the burn rate yesterday, profit and loss, sales and projections. Then talk about exit strategy. So what is your exit strategy? So exit strategy can be IPO, listing, and burn. And as basically all of you know, the entrepreneur become really super rich when they exit time, right? Especially in tech companies, exit time is they become rich. Otherwise, of course they'll have profit, of course, they'll have a good money to come in. I'm not talking about it may not make it, but the game of the online businesses, your exit. Okay. Now, merger and acquisition can be another exit model. So you expect another 3 to 5 years, someone buy, or maybe an emerging part expecting. Maybe some cases can be flipping, like an affiliate website can be a flipping, e-commerce site can be a flipping. 3 years from now, the existing companies and flip so amount, I'm looking forward to be flipped to this amount. Okay. So once let's talk about, now we talk about how we start with this and talk about the management team. Now at this moment, what are there in the company and who head this company and with the staff members of the company, etc. So who's a CEO, who's a CTO, who's a CFO. So if sometime you are in place or you are yet to make in the place, you put that one as well. Now, depends upon your size of your company, maybe less than 100 employees is a different structure. You have 100 to 1,000 employees is a different structure. You put that structure in the business plan document and how you'll be doing. You can also have a little information about what kind of a people you'll be hiring. Put that kind of my technical team will consist of these kind of a skill. My management team, the leadership team will be this side. Financial team is this one. Like that, you can have a sample qualification vendor. This work on IT engineer. This works on a marketing professional. This work on a financial professional. Like that, you can have a 1 page putting that about that one. Then go on put the organization structure. So board of directors, CEO, and director of finance and operations, and director of marketing. Others, you can have that one. Now, there's another document presentation to the investors. I'm not covering in detail because there's something called pitch deck we're going to do later, just before we're rolling out, and the campaign part. So there's a business plan definitely should do proofread and insert chart and diagrams important, and PowerPoint presentations and everything should be part of that. And few technical jargons and industry jargons, please don't do. Sometimes investors don't understand. Even this document for a 3 people perspective as we start discussing. Investors, your team members, and the co-founders, right? All things should be there. And developing a good presentation skills is part of pitch deck we'll discuss. It'll be good if you want to do this one, okay? So I believe this given you overall comprehensive idea about how the business plan document should be. And this document, once you prepare, the biggest thing is what to say, the advantage is you get complete picture about your business. Even with you never thought about it, it come to into your mind. And not only you understand, entire business owners also understand. Okay. Now, when we say that you understand this, you just think about the points which I mentioned. You start drafting, and you get it's automatically you get a lot of thoughts coming in. Number one. Number two, when you start doing a research about, let's say you start doing a research about the competitors, you get a lot of information. You also get another way, the size of the market. You also get an online. You will be surprised to see so many information for the size of the of the market. That's also important. Now, when you talk about the rolling out stages, marketing campaign, channels, so all these things which are I mentioned in the templates part, the thing part as a template you can actually download and start working on it. It's not a one-day job, and it's not necessary you have to do very professionally, and very important to have this an idea in a paper. Then you are planning to go for investors round. Then you approach somebody professional to do, or download a kind of a template and start using it as. Okay. So these are the things which I would like to recommend you to do. But as I mentioned, the three portion, vision plan document, then investor pitch deck. In between, this comes in. So this is a mother document, and vision plan document is a part of it, and pitch deck is also part of that. Is when you don't share this two first with the investors. You only share the pitch deck. Then they show the interest. Then you give them a business plan document to show them. Okay. So I believe all of you got a clarity about about making a business plan document. And please don't take it lightly. So there's only people say there is a saying, if you are making a plan, so you're planning to succeed. If you're not making a plan, you're planning to fail. Okay, you're making a plan. If you are not making a plan, so still you actually are making a plan to fail. So if a successful business planning is the first step. People say 50% of your success is based on a proper plan. If you make a proper plan, it's going to help us to get the to faster success, and the resources in place, and internal communications better, investor communications better. So think it. Everyone start making it is, and start putting in each, maybe as this in between the slide you add and put it as, or maybe a similar document, a Word file or a PDF file, you start making it as. And maybe 2-3 months from now, 2-3 weeks from now, when we start doing, so everyone should have a business plan document, especially a plan to raise a capital, or you're planning to be part of our company's investors meet. So you need to have this document with you. This plot you make it, and with this one, we will help you to have PTEC to present to the investors. So this you do. Of course, you also have something called. How do I say? You also should get a vision plan document, which we'll be doing the first week or second week of September, about how you come out with the vision based on the business ideas you have chosen, business model you have chosen, and the goal you set. There is a vision planning document. So vision planning document, business plan document, and the pitch deck. This is the major portion of your business, and please make it ready. You can have that one. So thank you so much. I think. We do take care of this business plan documentation. I believe all of you, I truly believe all of you start work on it, and even you're not going for an investors pitching or investors hunt, make the business plan document, make it planning, and to go move forward and do this one. Okay, thank you so much. And a few minutes from now, I'll join you in the mastermind and take the question. We don't have much time now, so I'll take the Q&A session now in the mastermind short while from now. And if you have any question on this, tomorrow our weekly Q&A session on Thursday. So please send us the questions, and we'll take that question as well. Okay, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful day with you. So I'm looking forward to have a fantastic session at the mastermind group. Thank you so much.